Hi, my name's Andy Moreo, and I am the head of process development as well as our research manufacturing operations at Andelyn Biosciences. Today, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our gene therapy CDMO services, in particular, our efforts to accelerate products to patients by streamlining development. Um, but to start, I sort of wanted to hit on our mission and vision, particularly our vision, because it really speaks to what I'm talking about today. And this is who we are as a core organization. And that vision is accelerating the development and manufacturing of innovative therapies to bring more treatments to more patients. As I said, this is really what we're all about. And I'd be a little remiss not to mention our name and how it came about. And the name Andelyn is really an amalgam of two names named after two gene therapy pioneers. The first one being Andrew, who at 8 years old received the first US investigational gene therapy for a Duchenne muscular dystrophy treatment in 2006. And then Evelyn, at 8 weeks old, received an experimental gene therapy treatment for spinal muscular atrophy in 2015. We chose to pay homage to our roots through our name, and that's really what grounds us and helps to drive us forward. So, just a little bit on that, and then sort of a little bit of history of the evolution of Andelyn. And it all really started in 2006 with that first patient, Andrew, who was dosed with the Duchenne muscular dystrophy treatment, and that was not made at NCH. It was made elsewhere because at the same time we recognized a need for that capacity, and we started building our legacy facility in RB2 of the Nationwide Children's Campus. And that facility was a single product, 4-room suite to support phase 1-2 manufacturing only. And then moving forward to 2011, we did manufacture and release our first gene therapy product for a clinical trial. That was an ocular indication. And then our current clinical manufacturing facility was built in 2016 and opened in 2017. That was a major upgrade. It's instead of a single product facility, we can actually support up to 5 products at a time in that facility, or in our current facility. And something that's not on the timeline but definitely should be mentioned is between say 2013 to 2015, we manufactured and released a product for spinal muscular atrophy that would later become Zolgensma. In 2019, our capacity doubled. In terms of square centimeters of growing manufacturing space, and then we brought online our research grade plasmid capabilities, really to support our supply chain, as well as we really saw a need to leverage our experience in plasmid design for our vector plasmids for our clients. And then in 2020, Andelyn spun off as a for-profit business entity in September of 2020. So we just recently celebrated our 1-year birthday, and now here we are in 2021. In the same legacy facility, we're now completely phase 3 ready and have implemented a 200-liter suspension bioreactor platform as well. So you see down below, in those years, we've manufactured a lot of vector for a lot of different indications, a very diverse group of indications, and that benefited a lot of patients and in turn also a lot of companies. So, on to who we are today. So we're still affiliated with Nationwide Children's Hospital. They serve as our majority owner currently. And um, as I was saying before, now we have 15 plus years of experience in AV manufacturing to to um, to grow off of. And really, if you think about it, most of our scientific leadership has been with NCH and Andelyn since the beginning, and really represents 50 plus years of AV manufacturing experience collectively. Um, as I was mentioning, we've worked on over 60 US, EU, rest of world clinical programs, including the innovation of Zolgensma. We have extensive development and manufacturing capabilities for suspension and adherent processes and platforms. In-house research and tox vector plasmid manufacturing capabilities. And we're really excited that we now have a 42,000 square foot development center that will be ready for occupancy in 2022 to house all of those research activities and initiatives under one roof. And then, of course, we're currently building a new 200,000 square foot commercial manufacturing facility that is slated to come online in Q4 of 2022. We have, our corporate management has a wealth of industry experience from all over pharma, Novartis, Lonza, a few in the bullet points here, just to name some. And in those years, we built very strong partnerships with our industry suppliers, both from a supply chain perspective, which I know everybody is at the utmost of importance right now, as well as partners in innovation, in which we're very thankful for. So moving on to really, the meat of what I want to discuss today is how we are accelerating products into the clinic and into commercialization. And the way we really do that is there's an old adage that says smooth is fast. And we really strive to have a smooth transition no matter where you're at and where your point of entry is into our process. And we really see the pathway, the life cycle pathway of a product is having really kind of a journey through 4 major milestones. The first being what I have up here is the proof of concept stage, where we're taking a product, selecting the appropriate platform and the plasmid cell lines, taking it through DOE to assess feasibility and scale up. And here's where that foundation really can begin for any given product, because we're trying at this point to build in quality into the system, and we do that by standardized systems. We have standardized platforms for both adherent and suspension that, in the end, are completely validatable, consistent, and continuous throughout the life cycle of the product. It's as we go through, we'll see it's the same platforms, it's the same cells, it's the same plasmids, the same analytics from beginning to end. So keeping on with that, with that notion of smooth is fast and smooth transitions, once we've selected what cell line we're going to be in, whether it's one of our proprietary cell lines that's licensable, or we go with another cell line. We've already gone through DOE. We've already gone through all of the selection process that we need. We know we're in a scalable system to move on into your research tox, IND enabling studies. And at this point, it's important that we maintain continuity because this is the data that we're going to lean on going forward. We're able to support all of that manufacturing in-house. and at a variety of scales, while still maintaining standardized systems and platforms. Moving along the path, now we're through preclinical and IND enabling, and we're ready to move into human trials in phase 1/2. Here we can do this, at this point, we can do this with confidence. We know we're at the proper scale because of all of our efforts previously. And we also know that we have proper quality systems with document management, deviation management, et cetera, that we can move into for a seamless transition into clinical manufacturing, into our current facility. And now we're beginning to lean on that data that we gleaned in the preclinical and IND enabling. And we know that going into your filing, we've really greased the skids, because we still have that continuity of data that to lean on, where we understand that it's still all of the same systems, all of the same platforms, and same analytics, in many cases the same equipment that supported your preclinical and IND studies that gives you that solid data package for your filing. Now, once we're sort of at the coming into the ultimate goal, perhaps, of any product development lifecycle, of going into phase 3 commercial manufacturing, we now have a complete data package to lean back on when we're going back and looking at process validation for your product, PPQ batches. We have a wealth of data where we can define CPPs, CQAs, going into those engineering runs and qualification runs, and then eventually to support your BLA. And we have a state-of-the-art facility that will be online to support all of that manufacturing. We designed our commercial manufacturing facility with unidirectional flow for all products and materials, as well as personnel. That facility has 100% fresh air supply for all the manufacturing rooms. It really isn't the most cost-effective way to build a facility, but we really strived to build the most defendable facility, regardless of cost, that we possibly could. All of our suites are have completely flexible design to support any platform you might be in, from adherent suspension or otherwise. And there's 8 manufacturing suites, 2 purification suites, 2 fill finish suites to support semi-automated and fully automated fill, as well as support spaces for cell culture and solution prep. So, sort of to wrap it all together, the idea is, we really want to be a concept to commercialization CDMO with an emphasis on accelerating products by standardizing processes, standardizing the points of entry. So no matter where you come and what point you enter the pathway on, we can plug you directly into our processes, our standardized methods for moving you forward to make those transitions smooth and make them fast. Whether that's starting at the very beginning at proof of concept with vector design or plasmid design, preclinical manufacturing, phase 1/2, and what I haven't mentioned here is tech transfer. We also have standardized processes for moving you into a tech transfer with a completely mature phase 3 commercial process into our Lane Avenue facility. So with that, I'd like to thank you and just say we really look forward to a partnership that in meeting your capacity and production needs going forward. And if you're interested in reaching out to us, I've included contact information for Plamena Karova, who is our director for business development. If you reach out to her, she can certainly answer most of your questions or direct them to any one of us. So thanks again.